Hey everyone, Tony Winston here, Jazz Piano College, listening to a song by Wes Montgomery. I know this song because of a Nancy Wilson album. It's one of her first albums. I'll put a picture of it up there. I can't think of the title of it. Fantastic album with a big band backing her up by Gerald Wilson. No relation to Nancy Wilson, but a great arranger and big band guy. So the song is in 3/4 time. It is a blues in the blues form. It's in the 12-bar blues form. However, with 3/4 time, often these things get doubled to a 24-bar blues. So, our basic progression, of course, is B flat. And let's think about a 12-bar blues first. So we could get the B flat, 2, 3, 4, and then typically you go to a 4 chord on the second bar, and then back to the B flat for one more or two more, maybe going to like a B flat augmented like that before going down to E flat. Now, in this song, instead of going from the 1 chord up to the 4 chord, we go from the 1 chord down to the flat 7 chord, so just down a whole step. So we've got this. And, it's pretty low where he plays it on guitar, but let's take it up an octave for piano. All right, so that's 2 measures. And we're going to talk a little bit about how you can subdivide 3/4 time, especially when each measure is doubled. You can almost think of this as 6/4 time and how you can divide that up. So. And on the recording, it almost sounds like they left off the very first part, like they edited out the count in, because it just starts like the drums seem like they're already playing right there. But anyway, I'm going to put the pickups in there. A 1, 2, 3, a 1, 2. Oh, and right here on the chart, I listened to it really carefully. I'm going to put the right notes in here. So it's kind of like da 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 da. So all those rests are wrong. It should be F sharp where it is, G sharp, then F sharp to G sharp, C to C sharp, and then A to B without the A on the end. So it's kind of like. All right, so once again here. So there's the song, and of course I'm just doing some rootless voicings here, the 3rd and the 7th. Of course you could do this, an A flat. I mean, we're starting to get a little low for that, so maybe we'll do it up here. I think that sounds pretty good. You can fill it in with the 9th if you like. And then here we're just going to go B minor 7th. We could do it like that. We could do it like that. And notice that this is a very kind of common change for a jazz blues. You're in the key of B flat, right there at the bar 4, or in this case, since everything is doubled, bar 7 and 8. We're going to be doing B minor to E7. Now look, if you were just going to stay on B flat and just change it to this to get to E, like that. All you're doing right here is thinking of that instead of as a B flat chord as an E chord, right? The bass has the option of doing that. And then what comes before an E7 chord the 2 chord would be B minor. So B minor to E. And it's a tricky little thing to solo over, but if you listen to the solos on this recording, you'll find that they handle that change very nicely. Gets you there pretty nicely. And in some blues, not necessarily this one, they'll get back to the B flat kind of the same way. They'll do like F sharp to B and then get the B flat. Okay, so after this B minor E7 change, now think about this as the second line of the blues, which is usually 4 measures, but here it's 8. So we've got E flat for not 2, but 4. And then typically we go back to the 1 chord for 2 measures, but here it's 4. And then to the 5 chord. So this is like a typical rock and roll kind of change where you go to the 5 chord. And that's usually 1 bar, but here it's 2, and then E flat, the 4 chord, and back to the 1. And, there's no real turnaround. You don't have to put that in or go to an F chord. You just got to think those last 4 bars of B flat, and then the song begins again. 2 bars of B flat, and then down to A flat. In the solo section, they do follow a different set of changes, and of course the chart's down there in the description. I might talk a little bit about how to solo your way through all those changes. Now, I think I recently did a blues on what's called Charlie's Blues, and it's a Vince Guaraldi song from the Peanuts series. And when he takes a solo on the song, he starts off with just the first 4 notes of the blues scale. So keeping it really simple there, but with the feeling of the blues. And the feeling of the blues is so important. Aspiring jazz musicians out there, do not neglect the blues. It's what gives your jazz playing a certain sound of authenticity. Let me show you a kind of a cool rhythmic trick you can do when you're in 3/4. Think about 2 measures of 3/4. That would be 6 beats. Instead of dividing it 3 and 3, try dividing it 2, 2, and 2. Bill Evans does this on Waltz for Debbie, on the solo piano version of it. I'll do it for you real quick. It's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. See, 3 measures of 2 instead of 2 measures of 3. There's 3 measures of 2. And he does it again there too. So try doing something like that. Just think of like a rhythm like 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Do it 3 times, and that'll cover like the first 2 bars of the B-flat blues. So counting it off, 1, 2, 3, a 2, 2, 3, a 1 and 2, a 1 and 2, a 1 and 2, a 1 and 2, a 1 and 2. So I'm thinking in 2 there, but in a larger sense, I'm thinking of 3. So let's do a solo, and I'll see if I can throw it in the middle someplace. So. So I did it on the B minor E7 change. Da 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 da. anytime you hear me go da-da-da, 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 that's what I'm doing. So that's just an idea, but there's probably ways you can offset that a little bit and make it even hipper. All right, so there's the chart. Here's the tune, and play along with Wes on this. He doesn't mind if you play along with him. That is really a great way to get the feel of the blues and the feel of jazz, is to play along with not even just play along recordings, but actual recordings. They're recordings. They can't hear what you're doing. They don't mind that you're playing over top of them. Okay? Let me cover real quick how to get through some of those crazy chords in the solo. So here we have an E flat minor to an A flat seventh. So think down a whole step from E flat minor, D flat. This is a 2-5. E flat minor to A flat is a 2-5, going to a D flat. That's how a 2-5 works. This one doesn't do that, but 2-5, think in the key of D flat. 2-5, think of the key of C, actually. Think of the key of C. Another 2-5, think in the key of B. So we're just going down chromatically. So as you play these chords, and I'll do rootless voicings, E flat minor, A flat 7th, D minor, G7, C sharp minor, F sharp 7, and then we're going to get to 2 bars of C minor. That's our 2-5 in the key of B flat. So first one, E flat minor, think D flat major scale. Think C major scale. Think B major scale. And then B flat scale. We go to D flat. Instead of a 1-6-2-5, it's a 1 substitute for the 6. All right, tritone away. And then think about where that would go. It could go to C minor and F, but it could also go up here to G flat and then to F. And I think that's what they do, yeah. All right, that's a very common turnaround, and there's a lot of songs that are built on that. What's that saying? What is that song? Here's That Rainy Day. Uses a similar progression. All right, so let me solo once through those weird changes here. So we got B flat. Peace and love, my brothers and sisters. I'll see you again on the next video, which is going to be a song called Too Late Now.